Hello and welcome to the VL Source. There. Yes. Different intro. Trying that out. Not quite got there yet, obviously. But I'm South Ketchup. This is the VR Source. There is a new website, the VR Source, which is source as in SAUCE, of course. So go find that. Not zero appearing here. We are back at my desk, which is currently in its low position, but it's going to go to its high position because today I'm here to talk about a little bit of cable management. Yes, cable management. And I say cable management because cable management is not hide the cables. It's not just about that. It's not about just hiding all the cables. Yes, we want to hide a lot of these cables because having cables running everywhere that you can see looks a little bit ugly. Um, but we're actually talking about practicality here. We're talking about management of cables, i.e., we had long cables that we wanted to get rid of and we changed for shorter cables, such as some power cables. Then you have data cables that, in my case with a raising desk, can get pulled from the computer. So you would replace USB cables with longer ones. This is one of the longer ones that did actually replace a shorter cable that kept on snagging and getting pulled out of a USB hub. Unfortunately, this end of the cable was not so snug in the device that it was going into and kept on coming out anyway. So this cable, which was an appropriate length, has been replaced again with this cable. And that's a part of why I say this is about cable management. Because as much as I want to make things neat and tidy, I also want to manage things so that when a cable goes wrong, or if a cable has some other form of defect, that we can handle it and replace it pretty quickly. And that's what some of this is about. You can see we've got some clips here. I'm going to show you one of these. These are really cool. Where are they gone? Put them? So I got quite a few of these clips. And they're one of my first stages of organising. They're just literally, let's see if you can see that. Yep. They just literally unclip, clip in, wires through there, and then they have a peel off thing with a sticky pad on the bottom. Though obviously those ones there are not going to need that. So these are one thing, so I can use them either in a sticky mode, i.e., stick something to the under the side of the table, or I can just use it as an organisation method. And that is very helpful in the case of replacing the USB cable here. So I just literally would go unplug, plug in new cable, run through all the points that I need, and nice and neat. I can find which cable I need when I need it. So that's one part of it. We also have some other devices that we want to hide away under here. And the way that I've kind of approached that at the moment is using some of these command strips. So these are the type where they have like the velcro-y type of thing, and then they have sticky on the back. And you would literally have, I've got a couple of sizes here. I've got the small and the mediums. Is it small and mediums? Yes. Small and medium. I think. Maybe large. Don't know. Are those the large ones? I can't remember, but I think they're quite small. These are quite medium to me. I think they do the job. Basically, you would fold two of these. Dun-dun-dun. They're like a Velcro type of esque thing, like that, so they stay together. You sticky one side to the device that you want to place somewhere, and then you peel off the other side, so the other strip will stick itself to the underside of the table or the wall if you need it. I've got, like, say, a little 4-point hub that's attached to the same method to the wall, where I have a hole in the wall that goes through to another room, and that's where my actual internet hub is and things like that. So anything that I don't need in this room, I'm going to basically try and have in a different room hidden away. Right, so we'll get back to this again. And we can see, actually, if I pull this off, bah, USB hub. So this is the USB hub that cable went through, and that's got a couple of those on the bottom, and I've placed it where I think it belongs on the table, or should I say, where I thought it belonged. I'm actually going to change its position, and that's the reason why I'm using these type of stickies, because where you think something should belong and where it actually ends up belonging can change over time, because it's very much like a bit of a moving, shifting puzzle. One of the reasons for this as well is I actually need to move my mouse from there back into here. And I'm going to do the same on this side as well. You can see I've already started clipping wires from the opposite side up, and we'll get into logical bunches, and then we're going to try and kind of fine them down a bit. Let's put this back in here for a moment. That's that back in there. So there's still more tidying to go on. Now this comes to a next bit of tidying as well. We also have some other cables that might need to just run along the length of the desk. And there's where one of these sort of fellas runs into, and it's literally kind of like plastic trunking. Nice. Holes down the side, so I can just pull cables directly through it. In it, one point, go along, and then come out, or down the entire length. And the great thing with this is if you've got cables going in and out, whatever, you can actually just clip this entire length from there like that. You can squeeze a little and then take off a bit at a time, or you can, if that's really full, sort of like squeeze a bit there, and let's get that on there, the first bit. Get the first bit on and then just push it into place. And that kind of works out really well, and you can see it's got a sticky tape down here. But what you could also do is you could actually, if you needed to, drill holes through here and here to make it a more permanent thing. The set does come with some screws, but honestly, I really don't think that's needed. If you're doing it on the outside of a table as well, it also has little bits like this for going around corners. I'm not going to be using these. I only wanted it really for a bit of the cable management, as the rest of the corners and things like that aren't going to be seen underneath my table. Right, what else have we got? We've got our final piece here that I'm going to be using to really tidy things up. So, although these are quite tidy, and they look pretty tidy, it's still not quite as clean cut. And I want to go that little extra step further. So I've kind of got this, which is a neoprene made material, and is basically a straight up neoprene sleeve with a couple of Velcro on the edges that's sewn onto the edges. And that's going to make one single cable. And you'll be able to kind of, let's try this as a demonstration. See if it actually fits enough. Because I haven't tried this yet. So we're going to see if this works nicely. So we can put something in there, close off, run down there, close off, run down, close off. Not close off like close off, but close it. And you can see it's going to make one neater cable. The other advantage this has is that sometimes I might need one of those cables to come out at a different point than all of the others to do something else. Like this one here is that USB hub. There's one that is the sound that goes into my headphones. And there's other ones there as well. So they could end up coming out of here at a different point. In fact, down the bottom here, we can see there is a few cables that go into this mass early and a couple that continue down further. So I can move the sleeve down, cut with some scissors a hole in the side of the neoprene, pull out the cables that need to come out of there early, and then the sleeve will go all the way down to where the last cable ends and goes into the box. So it's going to look like one entire cable is running from my PC all the way up until the desk. And that's kind of like where we're going on that. And I may have some others from other places that will carry other devices to the computer that I don't need underneath the desk, or I want to keep closer to the computer rather than closer to the desk, because I still want to keep the amount of weight that's on the desk down. But that's the whole of it. It's all about that management. I mean, for example, there's other cases here as well, such as the cable that connects this camera to the computer, which is actually plugged into this extension here, which I'm trying to work out how to do. So I'm thinking that I'm going to use two of these cables clips. One clip is going to hold the cable in a relatively central position, and the other clip is going to hold the additional length. So I may end up 2 or 3. It may be one clip holds just a central position to keep it in place somewhere there, so I can go up with the main trunk of cables, and then another clip will be somewhere on the desk depending on wherever I want to coil it up. Like here, I could have this coiled up here next to where my headphones sit. So I've also got a headphone holder there underneath the desk as well to keep that away. So you can see it's really not just about cable management. Right, that's kind of it for today on this part. I hope you kind of like that. I hope that's somewhat informative as to what I'm doing. Let's take that away from there. Actually, we'll do that in a minute. It works. Yeah, it works. Okay, so yeah, hopefully that was informative for you. Yes. If not, well, dislike, ask comments. If you had any suggestions for me as well, how I can improve this as well, um, or you have other questions about the desk that's not answered in any of the other videos, my setup that you would like answered in another video, maybe. There are plenty of different stuff about what I've got in my computer already on my channel. There is the new website, the VR Source, of which I am Sales Ketchup, and I am, in fact, in the VR Source. So go check that out. Please, again, likes, subscribes, comments, ask questions, and I hope to see you again. Bye. Button. There's a button again. Where's the button gone?